I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. A 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last one. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio. Your host, Mark Angelo Cummings.
And good morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, a bit cold, I must say, but at least it's not below anything. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good morning, Gail. Thank you for being here with me this morning. I was running a little late. I had my rehab for shoulder this morning, and I scheduled a show for 9:30, but I was a few minutes off. On Thursday, I'm going to be having, good morning, Darth. I'm going to be having therapy, and then directly after it'll be a doctor's appointment. So I won't be back till probably after 10 o'clock or so. So the morning show will have to be a little later for Thursday. But nonetheless, I am here, and I am happy to be here with all of you. And, just spreading the word. Everywhere I go, I try to plant seeds, the awakening. And it's really sad to see how many people are very comfortably numb and very comfortably asleep. You try to kind of give a little bit of that thought process going in their head so that they could start thinking outside the box. A lot of people don't see what's happening, don't see what's taking place in their world. And there's just, there's just an unsettling out there that for those of you that are awake can feel it. It happens in our dream state. It happens in our wake state. It's constantly happening, and I don't know. I don't find words sometimes to say what I want to say, but gosh, it's exciting. It's scary. It's a combination of different things. When you think back 20 years ago, would you have even thought that you would be living as you're living now? That things would be the way that they are now, very unsettling. It's almost like things are just dangling on a thread, it seems anyway. So what am I going to talk about today? Well, today's segment is called Self-Actualization, the Key to Growth. I remember when I was in occupational therapy school, and it was very big in the curriculum was very big in psychology. It had to be. An occupational therapist were created to help the psychiatrist with in World War I with the injured soldiers that not only had physical problems, but when there's physical problems, you're going to have a lot of mental imbalances as well. So our profession was created to help the psychiatrist in many ways with the physical, trying to get the soldiers back in the rehab, and then also letting them adjust to their new life without their limb, with the post-traumatic stress syndrome that many who have been to war face. Gail says, San dropped in the ears to fester and grow into pearls. Yes. But, you know, we were developed for that particular reason. I'm trying to find, oh, I had it in here. Oh, if you guys are interested in calling in at any point, this is the number to call in. And be like Scott called in yesterday. I'd be more than happy to what you call it, how to take your call, and if you wanted to ask a question, share a comment, talk about something that's important for you to share, please feel free to call in at area code 575-265-0538. But yeah, the profession was created to assist the psychologist. So I became very well versed in psychology, and I find human behavior very interesting, extremely interesting, and extremely, it catches my attention, because behavior is just something so intriguing to me, and how humans behave, how we interact with one another. I used to always think I wasn't from here. I used to think I was from Mars, because I never really, as growing up as a child, really related much to people. You know, kids wanted to play. I wanted to observe things. I wanted to be out in nature. I had a different way of looking at things than the kids my age. I wanted to, good morning, Dottie. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. I was always intrigued in things that kids my age were not. And I wanted to be around the adults and converse with the adults. And of course, they would always just kind of push me away, you know, go play with your cousins and things of that nature. I'm flipping freezing this morning. This side of the house during this time of the morning, it's very cold, because the sun's over there and it's not over here, and it gets cold. And I'm from Cuba, tropical, so don't much like cold weather. I've had to learn to adapt slightly. And then when in therapy, they take all my top off because they're working on my shoulder, and I'm just like freezing, and then it's hard to get the cold out. But anyway, getting back, as I tend to ramble and you know, just kind of go off on a tangent sometimes. But speaking about self-actualization, and it's the key to growth. You think of self-actualization and you think of a pyramid. We start off in life, lower levels of that pyramid, you know, food, shelter, internal needs that we think we need, safety, you know, things of that nature, very meat suit driven. And as we start to evolve, as we start to grow, you start climbing that pyramid till finally we get to self-actualization, or some of us do. I find that depending on how well our parents, good morning, Gemma, thank you for joining me, joining us here in the chat room. Depending on how your parents equipped you would depend on how fast you climb that ladder or that pyramid, and if you ever do reach self-actualization. I find that one of the reasons that we are facing the world that we're facing today is because human beings are less equipped to mature than how we were equipped when things weren't as easy for us. Because I find that when we face troubles, when we face challenges, we mature quicker. But if everything is handed down to you in a silver platter, as most parents have done with this generation, you're gonna have a harder time, you know, achieving things. Good morning, Phoenix. And Pheonix says, good morning, dear friend. We are called watchers. We logically figure things out by watching everything. We grow with your help. You two help us a lot, and we love you. We love you very much, Pheonix. I love every single one of you. And yes, we're here as watchers. We're here to observe, but we've been kind of like detoured and become so self-consumed, so narcissistic, so selfish, so unable to understand that we are not an island. We need each other to coexist. We need each other to evolve and to make things happen. And when we just shut that ability down and just become a very introverted, self-soothing, self-needing, self-promoting organism, we become rogue and we destroy. And we destroy ourselves and we destroy each other and we destroy our planet. And it's not conducive to life. But unfortunately, this organism that we've become doesn't realize that if we destroy things, we also destroy ourselves. We don't put two and two together that way. Hey, Sita Previa, thank you for joining me, or joining us. And we've got Dottie, Pheonix, Gemma. What else do we have here? We've got Gail, Darth. Yes. So one of the things that has always interested me a lot is this whole gender phenomenon that is taking place. And originally when I transitioned back in 2003, I thought this whole transition was going to be the solution to my problems. And, when you grow up being told that everything that you do is wrong, the way I would sit, the way I would walk, the way I would talk, the way I played, everything, according to my mother, was being done in the wrong way. So, yet my father wanted a boy, so my father would, treat me as one in his own way because that's what he wanted. And we've got to be careful as parents, the kind of cues we provide our children, because children pick up on cues. They're so good at that. They're so extremely perceptive to what their parents want and need. So in saying that, I was always very tomboyish, I liked rough and tough. I would fight with my cousins and win every time. I would, I don't know, I wasn't much for the girly things. And I know a lot of you, I know Pheonix, you were into the girly things. I know last night when we had a discussion regarding the difference between men and women, a lot of women are really not your typical girly girl, and I don't think that the true essence of a female is to be that girly girl. I think that's kind of been pushed upon females as part of the male gaze, as part of what men want women to be. I personally have always enjoyed the company of a female that's not all into that whole dressy up, makeup-y type of thing. I've always liked women's heart. I like a woman who likes challenges, a woman that has a mind and has a soul, and that I could have an intense, deep conversation with. It's always been, I prefer that over the physical external look, because that fades. That's not real. What's real is what is cultivated on the inside. And I'm finding that this society, this day and age, this generation is void of what really matters and have become this external, mechanical organisms wanting the male gaze, wanting approval, wanting validation, especially for those individuals in the transgender community. Pheonix says, we are fine if we just denounce the church. I am fine with this. I read Proverbs and Psalms and my native side. I wait. I hear you and I feel your pain. They raised us like they were raised, and now we know better and should help more, not drug us. Exactly. Everything has become a numbing agent in this world. Everything is to make you not feel, to take the human away from us. You know, whether it's through materialistic things, whether it's through food, alcohol, cigarette smoking, drugs, clothing, the mirror, you know, whatever it is, whatever poison a person wants to pick, there is the poison for everyone out there that doesn't want to look deep within, that doesn't want to be self-actualized, because it's a choice. You could choose to become self-actualized, or you could choose to numb yourself and continue to be dead asleep. I mean, that's the choice. And there's no judgment. I'm not trying to judge anyone, because we are all in different places. But as an observer, as a watcher, as someone who has been in this world since 1964, died, and has ever since has looked at the world very differently, have felt very different, has felt very foreign to this reality. And you know, I don't always share my deep, darkest secrets. I don't always share my deep, darkest feelings, because the world has taught me to be cautious, has taught me not to trust, because I used to trust a lot. I used to just pour my heart out to people and always wanted to help everyone, but I've kept getting slapped and pushed and shut down and made fun of. And, you know, that kind of dampers your spirit a little bit. So you learn to create this facade. You learn to create this character that's going to protect you, that's not going to let anyone hurt you. And I think this is where my gender issue probably stemmed from. You know, it was a form of developing a persona that people would look at and would say, hey, I'm not messing with him. But deep down inside, in the core of my heart, I am the most sensitive, most loving, gentle person that you will ever meet. But Mark is always there to protect Maritza. Maritza is my female name. Maritza del Carmen Perdomo. Go figure, that's a mouthful, right? My mom hated it when I changed my name, because she was very proud that she named me Maritza. It's a beautiful name. I love the way it sounds. It's a very beautiful name. I think it's a river in Greece, Maritza. And Dottie says, hugs. At Pheonix I am. Oh my gosh, I sure related to that, Mark. Yeah, Dottie. It's so, you know, it's disheartening to walk around this planet and see how many people are not self-actualized, how many people are pushing away their true essence to pretend to be something they're not. And I know we each have a reason for creating a character in this production we call life. But the problem lies when we take our character too serious, when we place that character in front of everything. And then that character becomes a hindrance to others, because those that try to get close to the character can't, because it's not real. It's hard to have a relationship with a character. Pheonix says, to me, a parent that talks to you and tells you about the world before they put you in it, I knew nothing, and this is why the pedophiles got me. I was stupid to things, lack of knowledge. I relate totally. Thanks to the lack of protection from my parents, I too became a victim of pedophilia for 4 years, from the time I was 8 to the time I was 12. And I think that was also another reason why I developed this character. And that's another reason why, besides the fact that my father was an abusive alcoholic, the fact that I was sexually molested led me in the path of not wanting to be around men. I became scared of men. I became disgusted by men and their behavior. Dottie says, being so trusting. Yes. And Darth says, how do you feel about alien human hybrid? I believe that we're all aliens, and I believe that there are many, many species of aliens or interdimensional beings, and but that's for another show. That's for another discussion. Sita says, trust creation. And Pheonix says, we call them Dijin in men's skin, Dorothy. Yeah, they're like the demons. I've heard that term before used in the Hindu tradition. Hey, Kidneck TX or Kid XT. Sorry about that. And Pheonix says, as strange as it sounds, body snatchers, you can see them. Funny enough, that movie, Invasion of the Body Snatcher, to me seems like it's going to come to life really soon. And we do have people that surround us that don't have our best intentions and are here to snatch our body or to enter our system, because there's more spirits now than there are bodies, because everyone is here now at this moment in time. So anyway, let's see if I can get my thoughts back into the process here. I learned to not trust, and I learned to create a defense mechanism. And I think a lot of people are doing that with this gender thing. It's a coping mechanism, a numbing agent that many in the trans community create and bring forward. I'm going to share this particular picture that, let's see here. That I found pretty disturbing, along with this little piece here that I'm going to read to you guys. Contrary to popular perception and much of the transgender movement's own rhetoric, transgender activism is not about compassion and dignity, because they make you believe that it is. They make you believe that it's about equality and it's about compassion, and you've got to understand, and they really push the whole theory very well. But although transgender advocacy is couched in the language of oppression and identity, the idea that it is merely the latest facet of an ongoing civil rights struggle is a misconception. In the current cultural climate, to question the concept of transgenderism is to question the right of trans individuals to exist. That's what they want to make it seem like. If you talk against it, you're promoting violence. You're promoting suicide. And I say to all that, how did we live prior to this trans narrative? I hadn't been around that long. Yeah, there have been two-spirited people. There have been gay men, lesbian women, bisexual individuals, women that like to wear pants, men that have liked to cross-dress behind closed doors and wear dresses. But this whole transgender thing, very new, very new. And let's see, let me go down here. Phoenix says, 5 to 35 hard life, but I know this is just the start. It had made me the person I am. Suffering will transform you. Pain will build character. Life situations will create personality. That is for sure. Dottie K says, I am, Phoenix, I am. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. That is true. No true words were spoken. What doesn't kill us will make us stronger. Kitten says, no problem, Mark. Whatever you want, you call me is fine. Thank you, Kid Next. Phoenix says, the master made many things. First the bin, then the jinn, then atoms. Yeah, last night we were talking about the genetic Adam and Eve and how they weren't even the first. There were so many more creations prior to that. I mean, the Bible is very new. And the stories of the Bible is very new because they've created the stage to set forth their story, what they want us to believe. And Phoenix says, Ben, cannibals, the jinn were made to ride the area and of them, and the atoms were made and caused all this. It is in the written word. Names are just different depending who wrote it. Dyslexia is bad here, sorry. I think people that are awakened and have had many lives suffer from many different type of reading disorders, speech disorders, and things of that nature, because we're not from here. We're not, this kind of realm really slows us down, so it makes words get jumbled up, makes us not be able to express ourselves well verbally. I notice that my tongue has a life of its own when I speak at times. You know, it's like, it gets in the way kind of thing. And sometimes, you know, I have to like try to like tell the tongue to learn to play along. I think my tongue is bigger than my mouth, if that makes any sense. I've never shared that. I think you guys are the first one to hear that right now. But it's great for when you need to use it for other things. And I don't want to give too much TMI here, but for speaking, it's a handicap because it kind of like gets in the way. And I think that is one of the reasons I have issues also with words and stuff like that. Well, anyway, where did I leave off? This is an extremely effective strategy that deters the skeptical from digging into an ideology by labeling them bigots for doing so. And when we find this so common, you know, it's like you don't follow the narrative. You don't tell them what they want to hear. You're a hater. You are a bigot. You're the worst thing that ever walked this life. They want to hurt you. You know, it's beyond me. You know, how an agenda has progressed the way that it has, and how they claim to be bullied when they are the biggest bully. But the implications of transgenderism are so serious and far-reaching that questions must be asked. At issues is not simply societal acceptance of people with alternative views or lifestyles, but the most fundamental aspects of what it means to be human. It is no anomaly that the movement is hitting its cultural stride in the debate over pronouns. I mean, this is, you know, this is just bizarre to me, you know, totally bizarre to me that, you know, we're having such, I want to share where I'm reading from so that you guys could read along. Is this here? Let's see here. There we go. Where did I leave off now? It is no anomaly that movement is hitting its cultural stride, and I said that already. The first step is changing how we think about our bodies and what it means to be human, to change how we speak about these things. You know, transgender speech codes demands that we renounce our bodies' bases in biology. They just want to throw away what's been used for billions of years. And they want to recreate the world as they see fit, no longer as they're pregnant women, now as pregnant people or pregnant person. Because we know that everybody has babies, right? Wrong. You know, instead of considering them constructs of arbitrary and somehow unjust societal expectations, we are not to think about mother and father as reproductive terms, but as culturally specified relationships. They want to change the world completely. They want to change how you feel and how you think, and dare you think differently. A Pheonix says names are just different depending on who wrote it. Okay, let's see here. Moses wrote the Bible. What was before this? Exactly. It was a lot before Moses, I'm sure. The mother gives us our disorder. This is how they find us and drug us. Doctors, dentists won't help me. They take my blood and change their attitude and have me leave with no help. I don't go to doctors. Stay away from Dr. Pheonix. They're not there to help you at all. She will also heal us later. I believe we have the capability of healing ourselves. You know, I believe that we have more abilities than we are led on to believe. So this aggressive effort to change and police the use of language and to redefine terms like male and female, to deny the sexual difference characteristics of all mammals, is designed to uncouple mind from body and humans from evolutionary and reproductive logic. Because it's like turning the world upside down. Instead, an ideology of emotion is to be given dominion over biological reality. The transhumanism revolution, oppression disguises as liberation. You know? Liberation. We're freeing you. This is all good. Men thinking they're women and women thinking they're men. Having their privates cut off, altered. Taking dangerous hormones and drugs in the quest to change the unchangeable. Destroying childhood by giving young children puberty blockers to assault their development, to assault their innocence. This is all very monstrous to me. And although I drank the Kool-Aid, I am guilty of drinking that Kool-Aid. Gosh, hindsight would be 20/20, you know. Can't take back what I've done. But I would do things differently, no doubt. Because I believe that you could express, as I did prior to all this. You know, I was times where, gosh, I could share some of, let me find it here. I could share some of my, this is not working. Okay. There we go. Let me try to find some pictures of me when I was younger. Remove this, take this out. You know, I could change like a reptilian. It was very easy for me to do so. Let me see if this thing. Nope, that's not what I want. Let's see here. I'm still trying to get to learn this screen sharing tab thing. That was me at, I think I was like 19 years old. My sister's hiding there next to me. I was a smoker, a drinker back then. You know, gosh, what didn't I do back then? But if you take a look there, you know, that's how I expressed many times. Let me find another. And then, you know, there were times where I would just let the girl out, you know. It was a two-spirit kind of thing, back and forth. Oh, this is a sweet picture. I want to share this. Let me share this because I think it's worth sharing. This is my sister and I. She's 8 years younger than me. I love her to death, you know. Yeah, so, you know, you learn in life to navigate. Hey, Stephen, thank you for joining me. Let's see here. Let me get back to the chat. Phoenix says, the morning star is the Holy Spirit, and it sings and heals us. The church lies because they let in sin. And it is his church. Yeah. The enemy doesn't have our best interest, but he himself is hurting. He himself is not self-actualized. He himself is all about himself. He himself has allowed narcissism, ego to take over. And because we have his reptilian brain, we have a lot of his characteristics in us, in the fleshy body anyways. And we need to learn how to work through all that and get rid of that, because it's going to take us down the abyss. And Dottie says, I thought the morning star was Lucifer. They are one and the same, in my opinion. You know, there's a lot of hidden messages there. I mean, I'm even thinking, oh, Jesus was called the morning star. So is Lucifer and Jesus the same one, the same? Is Satan and Lucifer the same? I think Lucifer and Satan are two different individuals, two different characters in the play. And I think a lot of the characters in this play interchange the roles, in my opinion. Pheonix says, we can 21-day Reiki healing. My tailbone was broken. X-rays of it. Now it's healed. I work with animals and I've healed many with Reiki. Reiki is wonderful. I also took some classes with Reiki, and I have some self-taught things with energy work that I learned from the time I was a young child. Lucifer is the light bearer, the female Jesus that puts the light back in the sky because it broke and fell. Men in the church lie to you. Yeah, I think people interchangeably use the word Satan and Lucifer as if it were the same, but they're not. They're different. And I want to say that Lucifer and Jesus be the same person. Like you said, that's a female version of Jesus, possibly so. Still, still trying to put all that together. I don't like to say this is for certain because we have no for certains. We're all still learning and growing and dealing with, what downloads we get on a daily basis. And as we dig deeper into that rabbit hole, we learn more and more. And Stephen says, in the new earth, there is no sin, only moral dilemma. When you reconnect with the source, you are freed. Culture conditioning no longer affects your judgment. It won't matter if you transgender or not. And yeah, I totally get that it's not about the labels. It's not about the fact that if you're gay or you're trans. I think it's all about how much you put emphasis on your story. How much do you take your story so seriously that you forget the mission, that you forget why we are here? Because everything that is here on this environment, on this planet that we live on, has been placed there to pull us away from the mission, pull us away from the facts of why we came here. So if you let anything, be a material, being you, being your label, any type of addiction, get in the way of the mission, then we can get into trouble, in my opinion. Pheonix says, Jesus is the sister of the divine twins, God's son, his lights. Jesus is the sister of the divine twins. There's a lot of information that Pheonix has. I just can't, I'm still having a hard time putting it together, trying to like, I don't even know if I know how to put it into words, trying to assemble it to the point where it makes sense to me. It's very interesting though, Pheonix. And I think maybe when you put your book is out, I'm hoping that it'll have some chronological order, because my my obsessive compulsive mind, my Asperger mind, needs to put things in an order so that I could understand it. I have to shuffle it to the point where then the pieces match and I can understand it better. Stephen says, the Father will reveal your true nature and set you apart. The divine Father, Mother. And I understand, Stephen, that's how you like to identify your creator as the Father. Maybe it's because I like to bring in the feminine aspect of the deity, the absolute. And I feel that throughout the years, Mother has been ignored and cast aside, and literally she has been removed from the equation. But there is no life without a mother. There is no birth without a mother. So I like to always refer to the Most High as Mother, Father. And I will always put Mother ahead because, fathers are important. Not to say they're not, fathers are important. You can't have a child without the sperm. The ovum doesn't create life on its own. But there needs to be a place to incubate that cell duplication that takes place inside a mother's womb, inside her heart, inside her soul, because the womb is the soul of humanity. And it is important for us as human to recognize our mother, to learn how to make peace with both our male and our female side. We live in war because we are very male dominant. The energy is very masculine, and it has destroyed our world. So we need to return to oneness. We need to return to balance. We need to recreate the essence of who we are. And we do it first through here, through this vessel. But not the way the transgender community has decided to look at it, or to deal with it. We need to look at it in a different manner of spiritual awakening, of learning to understand the workings of us, what makes us who we are, and to realize that we have both a male and a female side. And let's see, Pheonix says, church made her evil and called her Lilith. How is she? She is wisdom, the womb of God Almighty. Proverbs, have you found wisdom? Have you found her? And Stephen says, no man will be able to take it from you ever. And Dottie says, sweet pick. I'm falling behind here on the, let's see. Stephen says, we remain in bondage until we take down the moon frequency. This was shown to me in a vision. Interesting you talk about the moon. I've always seen the moon as something artificial, as something that has been placed there to remove something from us. It's something that takes our abilities, and like he says, yes, keeping us in bondage. Darth says, even being a church group, I felt left out. Yeah. Churches are places, in my opinion, and I've been to plenty of churches, grew up Jehovah's Witness. Then as I got older, I started going to this church that allowed everybody in. They didn't judge you, but they wanted your money. There was such fakeness. I never saw any realness, coming in from that environment. Eve is a victim of her father, Adam. He sinned in the garden. This is also out there in the word. Eve is the victim of her father, Adam. There's a lot of characters in the play, a lot of characters, and I believe they're interchangeable because it's all energy. It's kind of like how people are bipolar, and we spoke about that last night, and they have border personality disorder or multi-personality disorders. I believe that some of these energy sources that have controlled mankind also probably suffer for some sort of bipolar personality disorder that flip-flop. And energy is energy just doesn't just stay this way. Energy goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways, it goes all over the place. So it wouldn't surprise me to know that these characters interchange and they do have some sort of multi-personalities to them. Two stories in the Bible. Most follow the male Jesus with a womb. I share you, look it up. I won't tell you what to do. My books are going to show a lot. And I'm looking forward to reading your books, Pheonix. Darth says, when you are born, you forget the mission and why so many are lost within the 10 years. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the memory goes, it's like when you dream at night. If you don't wake up right smack from the moment that you just dream, the dream is gone unless something triggers it. Sita says, we are in the breeding program, 9/11. VVV, the reboot, and new history. Yeah, we're definitely getting ready for a reboot, for a reset. There's a lot of things are going to take place. We already seen a lot of things, but it's going to be more of a quickening, and there's going to be a lot more devastation, and there's going to be a lot more revealing. And when I say devastation, it's not to bring in fear. Devastation for those that are holding on to this reality, or holding on to their mirror, holding on to their look, to their identity, to their riches, to their certificates and things of that nature. That's going to be devastating for them who don't want to let go. But for those that are waiting for the change and are just ready, make it happen, it'll be a good thing. There's two moons, two earth, two of everything, Father, two God, two worlds, says Pheonix. Pheonix says the cosmos and the universe. Sita Pravia says schism, unable to hold thought or light. Yes, and that's all the schisms, all the diseases, because we are unable to hold on to the love and light and to our true essence, because everything is being sucked out of us, and then wrong things are being put inside of us. That is why MK Ultra and mind control is so big. Totally. Stephen says, one God, one creation of all. There are many rooms in his mansion, many realities, one house. Yes, Stephen. And Phoenix says, cosmos is where you will be, higher than Lucifer, because this is the morning star. And yes, you're up and out there. Here is the universe inside of the house that sets down master builders. One knowledgeable God, as you call it, and three gods. Yeah, I like to call prime creator. It's always been a word that I've used often. Prime creator, source, the universe, who, in my opinion, has a female and a male side. And I just think it's time for us to bring mother into the picture, because as we do that, we also become in tune with our feminine side, which is important for this awakening that's taking place, so we could get away from all the masculine war type scenarios that we've been dealing with for a very long time now. Okay, let's see here. This picture right here that I want to share with you guys is very apropos to what I'm speaking about. The two will become one. Okay, so we're looking at this. It says, when male and female anglerfish mate, they melt into each other and share bodies forever. The deep sea is so vast that if a male finds a female, he latches on and fuses to her, losing his eyes and internal organs until the two fish share a bloodstream. That is deep. The two will become one. He loses his eyes and his internal organs and meshes in with her, and they become one. They share the same bloodstream. They share the same heart. Folks, that's deep right there. That's deep. And that's a fish that I'm sure is deep within the ocean, deep sea. Deep sea has a lot of creatures that are not the typical. But that, to me, that says something. I don't know about you guys. Does that bring something within you? Does that create some sort of feeling inside of you? How we, as humans, have taught that men are from Venus, women are from Mars, that we're different. We're constantly arguing with one another. We're constantly competing with one another. We're constantly at odds with one another. And that's not the way it's meant to be. We were one. We were once like this fish right here. Let's see here. Phoenix says, cosmos is where you will be higher than, I think I already read that. The magic number is 3 because there are 3 gods. The house is hers. It could possibly be anything to do with a 3 Trinity. The 3, it's something near that nature. Darth says, I still call the Most High Father. That's how I grew. Sorry, don't mean to trigger anyone. Oh, no, it's okay how everyone wants to refer to their creator. I mean, that's a personal relationship that each and every one of us have. I like to, whenever I can, and whenever I do speak of Source, Prime Creator, to give her glory, to let her know that I see her, I love her. She birthed us, She is the one that carried us in her womb till we were born and created. Enki and Ereshkigal, the lady of the big land, she owns the house. They live out there, says Phoenix, also saying she is the mother, father, son, and daughter of the unknowable, and she fights the son of sin for this ring. Rabbit's lost. Go to your father, the devil. Interesting perspective there. I wonder why it's so hard for people to mention mother, father, and just to give credit to father. And I know that's how we were raised. That's how the patriarchal, misogynistic, religious dogma has raised us. But it also has raised us to war. It also has raised us to judge. It also has given us the rules and regulations that we don't really need, because what you need is in your heart. You shouldn't be told that you shouldn't kill, and you shouldn't be told that you should love. That's innate. That's like making you feel like you're dumb and don't know anything. You just got to follow this patriarchal God to be able to know anything and to exist, because your heart is wicked according to religion, right? So I want to see a more gentler approach. I want to see a more feminine approach to dealing with what we're dealing with, because the old ways are not working. It hasn't worked. It has never worked, and it will never work. So what's that definition that Einstein says? Repeating the same thing and expecting a different result is madness. So yeah, it's, let's see. Oh, I just missed that one. Let me go down. I didn't learn any of this. It was told to me in my vision. You are all in compliance with my vision, and it brings me comfort. That's awesome, Stephen. It's great when we get downloads or we connect with our higher self. It's almost like a connection when in your computer, you're downloading from main source and you get these information. I get a lot of mine during my dreams. Sometimes I get these visions. It's like funny. Today I was in therapy and I was talking to my therapist, and all of a sudden I just got this picture of her and her character, and how when she gets upset, she gets red in the face. She starts to stumble on her words and is unable to get out what she wants to say, and then becomes frustrated. And she goes, "Oh my God, you pegged me to a T." Because I get these downloads like, oh, for some reason there's a conversation being had and I'm being told, tell this person this, and that they need to change that. I've been doing that since I was a little kid. I would tell people, be careful when you cross the street tomorrow, there's going to be this red car coming, blah, blah, blah. Sure enough, the next day the person finds me, how did you know that was going to happen? I don't know. It's been like that since I was a child. Dottie says, wow, that fish brings new meaning to the two become one. Doesn't it, Dottie? I found that last night when I was looking for material for this morning's show and for tonight's show. And I was like, wow, this is just amazing. And how giving, he loses his eyes and his internal organ, and their bloodstream becomes one. And part of the bloodstream is the heart. So I take it as their heart becomes one. Not only do they mesh as one unit, and to me, that's how relationships should be. I think very few people on this planet are really living the true essence of what a relationship should be. Because this modern ideology that, you got to be independent, you have your own autonomy, you have to this, that, and the other. And, I say couples that play together, stay together. Couples that play apart literally become apart. They cheat on one another. They outgrow one another. Communication, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, is very important. Truth in a relationship is very important. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Learn to grow together, not grow apart. Because that's what we were. We were one. We were like that fish. It's this freaking thing that separated us, and then messed with us and messed with our hearts and our thought process. Pheonix says, Murdoch did this to her, and now Roman Pope Church are removed by fire. Yes, Pheonix. And Stephen says, I love you, Pheonix. Isn't Pheonix wonderful? She's just amazing. We've actually spoken to Pheonix on the phone. She's a real person and a good-hearted person. Darth says, but makes sense. There is a mother and father. Makes sense, I guess. There's a mother and father. You can't have one without the other. Totally. So why is it that in religion there is no mention of mother? It's all God created the heaven and the earth. God this, God that, the Father. Hello? Mama had something to do with this. Let's give Mama some loving, I've got a male and a female side. As much as this beard will intimidate you, make you believe anything, there's a woman inside this beard, inside this body. Very loving, nurturing, caring female who had to learn the hard way in life from all the hurt and all the abuse, from sexual to physical to mental abuse. But it's made me who I am today. But I honor both my sides, and I am proud. And I hate to use the word proud because that always sounds, I am happy, and it's another word that I could use that doesn't sound, so egotistical. I am at peace with who I am. And it's taken many years, many, many years. Hello, AK. Thank you for joining us. Stephen, look back, no hurt. Just want you all to know there is more. You have been lied to. And we have been lied to tremendously, Pheonix. That is for sure. I mean, the lies, people can't even imagine how many lies we have been told. Hope you're doing great, AK. Thank you for joining us. I always, my heart lights up when you join us. AK is an amazing individual. He has shared a lot of things with Lena and I online. See him as little guardian angel sometimes, as well as Pheonix. Pheonix, you're amazing as well. And we are all so important in this mission that we have to accomplish. And, there's a lot of deprogramming that needs to be done, a lot of healing that needs to be done. But nonetheless, we are on the right track. We're heading in the right direction. There's a lot of people that need to be rescued from themselves, from the system. But little by little, I believe that we will accomplish this without a doubt. And I believe that, that all cancer cells that have gone rogue in our body, in our planet, will eventually realize who they are and return to their original cellular makeup. And I'm going to read a little bit of my cancer decoder system. Every day I kind of write a little bit more and read a little bit more. Let's see where I left off. Learning to communicate with every cell in your system, teaching them to be part of a healthy network is important and must do to prevent cells from going rogue. That's what we need to learn how to do with each other, learning to communicate and learning to listen, not just to speak. See, we don't listen. That's why we're at war, because people just say what they want, but they don't listen and they don't learn how to coexist. A daily regimen of coding your cells in order to teach them to communicate and be in a homeostatic state, which means a state of balance, a state away from disease, meaning they recognize each other and interact safely and harmoniously. 15 minutes daily session of deep meditation, suggestive states that will help create a positive interactive frequency that will alter not only your blood pH, but the inner working of every cell in your body. I'm going to repeat that again. Taking 15 minutes, and this is just for starters, doing a daily session of deep meditative suggestive states. Deep meditative suggestive state, which will help create a positive interactive frequency. Interactive. Every cell in your body is going to communicate with everything in you, your brain, your heart, everything that will alter not only your blood pH. When your pH is acidic, you're prone to disease. So you want to make your pH alkaline. But the inner workings of every cell in your body alter not only your blood pH, but every inner working of your body. This is what needs to take place. This is you yourself will be your own healer. You yourself will be the director of every cell in your body. Let's see here. Everything else. Okay. Oh, hey, Fifth World. Thank you for joining us. And let's see. So I want you. This is, and I'll eventually put this cancer decoder system out in an ebook of sorts, or maybe make it read the whole thing when it's done into some sort of audiobook. Let's see here. You gotta lay or sit in a comfortable position, closing your eyes. You will start by moving your eyes side to side, almost like you're in a REM state. And you notice when you sleep, your eyes go rapidly in a REM state. There's a reason for that, right? You will start by moving your eyes side to side while they remain closed. That rapid eye movement, it's almost like your body's regenerating, it's healing, it's communicating. Breathing fast and steadily. Do this for 2 minutes, then you are going to relax. Next, begin from the bottom of your feet towards your head to scan your body from bottom to top, pushing away negative energy from your crown chakra and creating a detox and regenerating field that will sweep and correct every cell in your body and external body as well. I'll repeat that again. You're going to lay or sit in a comfortable position, closing your eyes. You will start rapid eye movement side to side, kind of like you're in deep REM state, breathing fast and steady. You're going to do this for 2 minutes, then you're going to relax. After you've done that, next you are going to begin from the bottom of your feet towards your head to scan your body from bottom to top, pushing away negative energy away from your crown chakra and creating a detox and regenerating field that will sweep and correct every cell in your body and external body as well. And that is all I'm going to mention about that. You guys need to, maybe when you re-listen to this, go over it. But I said eventually I will put all this in either an ebook or a audiobook format. Let me read some of the comments here. Phoenix says that God sin vowed to take all her children with the word after they changed it. There is no religion to the unknowable. This isn't sin religion. It's some of the world. It's a code / symbolism. Yes, everything is codes. People don't realize everything. Like even when I'm starting here, this cancer, what am I calling it again? Cancer decoder system. Everything is based on codes. In the fifth world said 100% androgynous mama. Are you referring to yourself or to me or to Phoenix? I'm not quite sure. But androgyny is the bomb. That is the most beautiful thing because that is our original makeup, androgyny. Anything that goes too far from one side to the other is not balanced. I strongly believe, says the fifth world, I strongly believe this is why the agenda has been so perverted and twisted, as you know so well. You are a beautiful depiction of love, Mark. I'm so glad you are who you are. Thank you, fifth world. It took me a while to get it. When I first started this whole transition, I fell for the lie. I drank the Kool-Aid. I wanted to change the world and tell everybody that, hey, they needed to accept trans people. Then my awakening came in and I further understood the whole concept, and I saw exactly what this agenda was doing and what it's doing to people and what it's doing to children, what it's doing to parents of these children, what many parents are doing to their children, because sometimes it's parents' fault and they want this for their children. There's just so many different clusters to all of this. But, there is such a spiritual essence to understanding that the two must become one again. To understand that we need to balance our male and our female side, to understand that we can't have self-hatred for the other side that we don't want to live in. We have to incorporate it into our existence, into our well-being, into our world, into the energy field, into everything, into our belief system. We need to honor mother as well as father, not just father. Father is one-sided. We need mother for our healing. Phoenix says, I just don't want you to go to this. It's not what they tell you it is. Murdoch blew up heaven and earth and made this out of it. And soon it will be fixed and they are gone. Well, the sooner they're gone, the better. Because, we just need a reboot and we need to, I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of this matrix. Way tired. Been tired since 2008. Want it gone, done. Honored to be you, says Fifth World. Thank you, Fifth World. AK says, source is she and he is one, and we are expression of it. Yes, source is she and he. Totally. They're one. Just like that fish I showed a little while ago. Just as this individual right here. I am a woman, and I have a female side and a masculine side. I am a woman and I am a man. I am part of the Creator, Mother, Father, the divine, the absolute. Every day I grow stronger, not so much in physical strength, but in spiritual strength. Every day I learn more. And as I connect with your beautiful tribe, my beautiful family, together we grow more and more. And that's what it's all about. And that is the mission. No man or woman left behind. We will rescue everyone. We will do this. Darth says, how do you know if you've been here before? You get a feeling, Darth. You get a feeling, like when you have deja vu. All of a sudden you're like, it's kind of like, man, this has happened before. I felt this before. When you start connecting to your higher self, to Mother, Father, you start getting this knowing that's not a knowing with words, but a feeling, an essence that this is not your first rodeo. Although there are a lot of soulless people walking on this planet that don't have a soul, that haven't been here before. But those of us that are awakened, those of us that are searching, you've been here before. You've done this rodeo before. It's not your first try. Pheonix says, love does not get you out of this. You were to love God with all your heart and soul and die for him. This takes just one of us to do, and it has been done. All signs here. Faith, blind faith. I do, she says. Yeah, you have something there, Pheonix. Love is very important, but it's the definition of love that people are missing. Love is being in union. Love is coexisting. Love is becoming one. Okay. Love is not that little eerie feeling that you get when you meet a boy for the first time or a girl and you love them or you're in love with them, or, love is not what you show your sons and your daughters, your mother and your father. That's a type of love. But the love that we are searching for, seeking for, is that reunion of all, the return to oneness, the coexisting, a dance, the knowing that we are all connected. That is love. That is the frequency of love. That is where we need to all be. And I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly, but I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. And Pheonix says, Darth, you have a need to go to a place here and do not know why. Then you've lived before, a longing for a place or see a face. Yes. Very good explanation, Pheonix. Pheonix says, trigger, smells. I know this feeling. This stuff tells you were here. A knowing, yes, a knowing, or your dream will show you. Exactly. I depend on my dreams a lot. That's why I love to sleep, because I know it's time for more lessons, for more awakening, for more connection. Stephen says, well, you are my neighbor. Well, you are my neighbor. You, Stephen, I live in New Mexico. Is that where, or because of our awakening and understanding and being in the same frequency? Pheonix says, being here is like seeing in a puffy pillow chair. Cozy, yes. Cozy chair. This, Darth says, this all still new to me. Only been doing this for a month, and it's okay. You're on the right path, Darth. Welcome, and rejoice, because it only gets better and it only gets more exciting. And every day that passes by, you will learn more and more, and you will be provided with more information by your higher self. Know that Mother, Father is gentle. The real mother and father are true creators. They're gentle. They don't ask much of you. They love you. Know that you're loved beyond words. Pheonix I Am says, I hope you like hugs, Mark, because I'm going to hug you when we meet. Oh my God, I do. I love hugs more than anything. And I can't wait. I can't wait. That's why I can't wait to get that Pheonix Cruiser. See, I knew that's the name of the Pheonix Cruiser. So I can't wait. I can't wait to hug as many of you as possible, connect, break bread together, dance together, laugh together, cry together. For all the years that we've been hurt, and just get it all out, Phoenix says, after my abuse, did not trust men. I hear you. This helped me with my search for God. Men lie. Sorry, but most do. It's true. It's true. And that's why I decided to create this costume so that it's almost like becoming a spy, trying to understand how they think, how they feel, how they react. This costume has served me well, but it also had made me realize that I'm nothing like them. And I would go to the gym inside the locker room and I would hear men talk about women. I just wanted to grab them by the neck. And I wanted to say, you know what? A woman is standing right in front of you. How dare you? But of course I didn't do that because I didn't want to get beat up. I'm not much for war, much for fighting. I'd rather make love than war. But it's tough. It's tough to walk around in this costume and having people not know your inner truth and hear them say what they say. When I was working for Walmart, and gosh, it was just hearing the guy speak just irked me to no end. When I became, I originally started as an occupational therapist as a female, and then I did this, and then I had to work as an occupational therapist as a male, and I felt so lost because I couldn't do the things that I did as Maritza. I could work with women and they would trust me going in the room with them as Mark. There's I could always feel the standoffish. Women are very afraid of men. And then so much times I felt like saying, hey, it's okay. I'm one of you. You don't have to fear me. But I couldn't say that. I couldn't come out and reveal my truth because I couldn't bring my personal life into my work life with patients because they would have fired me. Hermaphroditic deities that said she would help you, but men took it too far. Now she is this, and she's just like you people. Promise. Sue joined us. Hi, Sue. Thank you for joining us. I'm trying to understand that hermaphroditic deity that said she would help you, but men took it too far. Now she is this. She is what? What we see in the world, this reptilian warlords. Patricia. Oh my God, Patricia. Wow. How's your mom doing, Patricia? Hope she's doing better. And thank you for joining. My gosh. Mark, you are changing the world one person at a time. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. Dottie says, Mark, you are so truthful, open, and such a blessing to me. And you are a blessing to Lena and I, Dottie. Thank you so much. All of you are. All of you are. You will always get my heart. You will always, I want to totally just open up completely as I am right now with all of you to let you know my heart so that you all feel free to do the same because it's contagious. When we're able to just take our hearts and go here, please be gentle because we need to heal. We need to do that. We as a species need to do that. We need to show every vulnerability and hope that everybody else does the same. And then we need to stop hurting one another. We need to stop hurting ourselves, because it starts within. Once we stop hurting ourselves, then it kind of just flows through. Darth says, fourth commandment, honor your father and mother. Definitely we need to honor our mother and father, not because a commandment says us to do so, but because it's our father and mother is part of us, and we are part of our father and our mother, our heavenly father and mother. And I can't express it enough, that healing, that connection, that union, that wanting to get down on our knees and crying and just say, I'm ready to go home, Mom, Dad. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to be by your side. I know that we need to be obedient, and do the things that we need to do here. But gosh, aren't you all ready to go home? I know I am. I know that this world's overrated. It's a beautiful mirage, but that's all it is. And Patricia says, greetings to everyone here. And Sue Pet says, honor the divine feminine and masculine. Totally. And we start by honoring our divine feminine and masculine within us, not the physical body, but the spirit self. Phoenix I Am says, the law of Matt here, Grand Canyon, 10 commandments are sins. I believe so. I believe so. 2 worlds, 2 things. Yes, Phoenix. And Sue says, hello, Dottie. Truth in me. Welcome, Truth in me. Welcome. Hi, peeps. Truth in me says. Patricia says, good to see you, Dottie K. Phoenix says, hey, Dottie, the rabbi hide the sun, the dragon, and the goddess, the way out, the religion of men. Let's share that there. I like this new program or app, StreamYard. You get to share, and it's just amazing program, and it's free. Dottie says, thank you. Likewise, Patricia. AK says, we need to take our power back, not pray it or meditate it out, but we need action. I totally agree with you, AK. Totally agree. You know, we need to make things happen. We have the capabilities to do it. Truth in me says, love is knowing and growing. Yes, every day, connecting, you know, making that dance happen between each and every one of us through our energy source. And as I've read earlier in a little cancer coding system that I have, learning. Gosh, I'm going to read that again because I think that it's important. Lay or sit in a comfortable position. Closing your eyes, you will start by moving your eyes side to side while they remain closed, breathing fast and steady. Do this for 2 minutes, then relax. Next, begin from the bottom of your feet towards your head to scan your body from bottom to top, pushing away negative energy from your crown chakra and creating a detox and regenerating field that will help sweep and correct every cell in your body and external body as well. You know, because it's important to communicate with every cell in your system, teaching them to be part of a healthy network. And we are these cells as well. We need to communicate and learn to be part of our healthy network. It is important and a must-do to prevent cells from growing rogue. So we can prevent from those evil doers to continue to do evil. We need to help them recognize who they are. Daily regimen of coding your cells in order to teach them to communicate and be in a homeostatic state, meaning they recognize each other and interact safely and harmoniously. And again, this is part of my cancer decoder system that I've been writing, and I'm sharing little bits here on my Transition Radio TV's Mark Angelo healing session. But I think it's important because as above, so below. You do it within and it spreads throughout. That's how it works. The ultimate union of source, love, question, tell me truth. Yes. Phoenix I Am, I have more, and I will show you where to look. And Phoenix is writing 3 books, or 3 books are in the works, and she will definitely share them with all of you. She says it's going to be free because information, you know. And I think, Phoenix, that you should probably go by donation because I think it's important to have an energy exchange. You know, that's never put a price on anything, but an energy exchange, what people think you're worth, what people are capable of donating and giving, because it's important. That's how, you know, that's how things flow in life. Dottie K says, looking forward to it, Phoenix. Phoenix I Am says, the daughter of sin divorces him and the church goes in as a replacement. Still follow religion, ? Religion was created as a form of control and a form of dumbing us down, as hurting us as a species, as it makes us question our divinity. It makes us hate one another. It makes us fight one another. Religion needs to be removed. This is why he hates divorce. He's the devil, and this is sick. That's right, Phoenix. And Truth in me says, I do not judge anyone, but I notice my child's friends are all confused about their sexuality. None of this is about sex. It's about the truth within, not the exterior shell. The shell dies. Exactly. Yes, you know, this whole confusion has been created on purpose. And unless you were able to take this confusion, as I was, and turn it into something beautiful, an awakening, a spiritual reality, and understanding it, and stop taking self so serious. You know, when I first created this, I thought I was the bees, queen's bees. You know, it's like, wow, look at what I did. And then, of course, you start to evolve and grow and start to not look in the mirror anymore, not take matters of like, what is this? This is nothing. What matters is within. But it took this for me to get to where I am today. So for that, I am grateful. But not everybody will have such a good path of this, and they will become lost in their creation, and they will lose themselves completely and then become part of the dark side. Pheonix I Am says, the chosen and come up hither are both bad. You want your feet here, and then we will walk into the house. When it sets down, it saves us navis from the flood. It's above our head. And Sue Pett says, religion for me was a stepping stone towards truth. Many are different paths with all roads leading home. We eventually find truth when seeking it. Yes, that's a good one right there. We eventually find truth when seeking it. And truth in me says, people do need to feel safe for themselves. Life is confusing for sure, but people are tortured on every level these days. So sad. Very true. Very true. Pheonix I Am, I've spent over 50 years looking. I read everything they have written. If I've missed anything, I will go and study it. I follow me. You do the same. Follow me and you'll do the same. Patricia says, Mom is doing very well, but her heart is slowing down. She's doing fairly well with the artificial hip replacement for 93-year-old. Bless her heart. Worked with many patients that have recovered from hip surgery. You know, like I mentioned the other day, we are eternal beings. Our meat suit, not so eternal. It decays from the day we're born for a reason. But all I have to say is your mom has been a blessing to you, and you are a blessing to us. And we honor and love you, and send our well wishes, our prayers for those that are still, you know, in that need of prayer. I don't judge it. I personally believe that we're manifestors, and through meditation and manifestation, we could change the world. So I send you all of my love, all of the healing capabilities that I can muster up in my heart to send to you and your mother, and that there is peace in whatever takes place, and that you continue to love one another here and in many lifetimes as we do with the ones that we love. And that I'm glad that she is doing fairly well. And as far as her heart is slowing down, you know, there are parts of us that wears down as we age. And that's a reality that we must all face. But the good news is that our spirit is eternal, and that never slows down. That only gets stronger and faster, in my opinion. Truth to me says, love to all, we must trust in self, like you said. Yes, a Pheonix, only the self. Yes. Zupet, exactly, Pheonix. Follow me and found me, magnetic electric. Yes. And Dottie says, healing blessing to your mom. Yes, yes, Pheonix I Am. She is here right now. She walks with us. She has to be here to return to him. Faith, heads up, be proud. And Darth Reven says, I see why Christ went to the desert for 40 days to get away from everyone. Yeah, it's meditation is a powerful tool. It's a powerful tool to help us be able to combat whatever is going to come our way. Because once you learn how to meditate, you can meditate in a room full of people. You can meditate with anything, because once you learn how to go within, it doesn't matter what's happening in your surroundings. You are capable of getting lost within and kind of returning home while still being here. Pheonix I Am, 40 days of starvation is how you find God, plus more. Yes, fasting is an amazing tool. Amazing tool. That's why I only eat one meal a day, and I fast for 23 hours. It has helped a lot. It has helped in many ways beyond my beliefs. Pheonix, you have killed the self, the shadow to see God. and it was worth it. Yes. AK says, Pheonix, I am. The real knowledge is found in Gnostic writings, but it's heavily coded, totally heavily coded, because, you know, they don't want you to find it. And you know where the heavily coded is? The answer is within you, because if you put things outside, people will constantly search for it, but they don't search inside. That's why they hid the kingdom within us, because many of us won't go in. Pheonix I am says, my grandfather removed mine when I was a child, full blood. My light, the light that are in you all. Your father removed your light? I think you have plenty of light, Pheonix. You're very luminescent human, in my opinion. Pheonix says, AK, the knowledge is in you, not in written, stolen men words. Beloved, welcome. I'm about to, what time is it? 11 o'clock. I'm probably going to go another 5 minutes, folks. We have got to go to the gym and in a little bit, and we'll be on again tonight, Lena and I, when we'll talk with the Cummings. So let me try to get through these remarks on chat. Beloved says, hi, lovelies. Today I ate yummy strawberries. I said out loud, Father, within me, I'm eating these for your enjoyment. Enjoy. Do a little something each day that feeds your spirit. Wonderful. We love strawberries, and I hope Mother, Father did enjoy them in your behalf, because they do enjoy the beautiful couple that brought life, true life, the spirit life, not our meat suit, but our true spiritual essence. And they enjoy, they rejoice in us, whether we're good, bad, or whatever. They love us. They honor us because we are part of them and they are a part of us. Pheonix said, I'm sorry, AK Gnostic is a good place to start. And Pheonix says, Enoch, there are many good reads out there, but Egyptian is very important because it is Egyptians here. Grand Canyon hides a lot from you. I'm very interested in the Grand Canyon. We've been in the Grand Canyon several times. Definitely a lot of energy in that place, a lot to be discovered. AK, they practice the real science, philosophy, psychology, and many other science. Yes, and Pheonix says, Enoch wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. They told you Moses did. They've lied to us so much, and we don't even know what to believe. Pheonix I am says, I love the science of it all, but it's hard like you said. I do my best with it. That's all we can do, Pheonix. Do our best. Sue says, knocking down others' belief is judgment of others' personal individual path. Yes, and we've got to be gentle with one another because we're all in different places. I know it's easy for the child in us to say, you're wrong, I'm white. You know, we have that inner child that likes to point fingers, and hey, I'm guilty of that as well. We all are. But we're here to learn and grow as individuals, and we need to be in that frequency of love and understanding and realize that we're all going to get it. Sooner or later, we're all going to get it. That's the hope that I have in my heart, and that's what Mother, Father tells me, that be patient. Brothers and sisters are all going to catch up. I'm a little slower than others. Some are a little more stubborn than others. But we are made up from the same things. We're all alike, as much as we think we're different. So why wouldn't we get it, right? Because a Bible is transcription of the book of the dead of Akhenaton. Beloved said, absolutely did. Yes. Strawberries are awesome. I like berries more so than strawberries, but I like a good strawberry, a nice, organic, juicy, sweet strawberry when they're in season, you know. One of the things I'm looking forward to is when we do get our Pheonix Cruiser, is to travel and go to places where you could pick the strawberries there and then, and maybe we could do like a group outing, meet and pick fruits and share them with one another and break bread with beautiful organic foods that feed the soul and feed these temples the right way. And Pheonix has Suped, not knocking, just showing, follow whatever you want to hear. It does not matter to me, and I do not mean to hurt anyone. Pheonix is a beautiful human being, and you know, she doesn't want to push anything down anybody's throat. She's just sharing, and sharing is good. And sharing is what we all need to do, because as we each put a little puzzle piece together, we get those aha moments that trigger things within us. And that's a good thing. It's always a good thing to wake up and to learn and to grow and to share and to evolve. And yeah, Bible, many things put together. It's so hard to read. Yeah, reading to me it's such a a slowing process, you know. I don't know. I just don't like to read. I do when I have to, you know, but not something I totally enjoy. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. I want to thank every single one of you for joining me this morning. And please join Lynna and I this evening for Real Talk with the Cummings. And what are we talking about today on Real Talk with the Cummings? Let me see here. Where'd we go? The evangelicals of today, are they the American Taliban or something near that nature? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to turn self-hatred into self-compassion. We're also going to talk about must-do strength training for individuals over the age of 50, because you got to move this temple. You got to make the temple healthy. It's the antenna that will allow you to connect to Mother, Father. It's all part of all that is. So let's see, a couple more here. Love that name, Pheonix Cruiser, right down the road. Yeah, right. It's an awesome. It's a Class B RV, small enough to be able to fit into parking lots, or instead of those big ones, and I'm sure it's more gas economical, but enough to be able to live comfortably, because that'll be our home. That's where we're going to live, and I'm looking forward to that, because I'm a gypsy. I'm a traveler, I love to make connection with people, and this is great. But I want to touch you guys. I want to hug you guys. I want to feel your energy. I want to break bread. I want to dance together. I want to exercise together. I want to do yoga and Tai Chi together and all that great stuff. Sue says, let's see, B Love says, we have lots of farms here in UK. Very lucky. Yes, I lived in the UK for 2 years, Kent and then London. Patricia says, thanks for being here. I hope to see you all later. Yes, Patricia, send your love to your mom for us. Big hug and kisses for both of you. Sada, love to all. Be love says, bye-bye. Enjoy the gym. Truth and peace all the way, family. Yes, love you all. AK said, thank you, Mark and family. Love you all. Yes. Darth says, you think names have hidden meanings. Yes, they do, Darth. They do have lots of hidden meanings. Pheonix, I am said, Supat, I see this. I just don't want to hurt anyone. I hurt every day. I do not want to be someone's pain. What I have to say will hurt you, so I go slow. All of us have been lied to. Yes. And sometimes love can be tough love, but it's still love, and it's important. Dottie says, thank you so much, Mark and all. I love you all. Have a blessed day and stay in the zone, the love zone. Yes. Yes, the love zone. All right, guys. So be well. If we love each other, that's the name of the game. See you guys tonight. Love you, but remember to always love yourselves too. Love each other. Bye-bye. It's the love that will save us, folks.